Just before we start, we want to bring your attention to a campaign that we're going to be part of. This September, we're taking part in Stay Tuned, a month-long event for the suicide prevention charity Campaign Against Living Miserably. We're using the power of the pod to raise money for Calm's life-saving services, which are needed now more than ever, and to help people find ways to stay. If you can, chuck in £12.20. That's the cost of answering a potentially life-saving call. The link to our fundraising page is in the description.
Mom! Dad's got another tattoo!
Hello and welcome to episode 25 of Mum, Dad's Got Another Tattoo, the Midlife Crisis Podcast. I'm Mark and I'm here with Richard.
Hello.
That little pause really fucking annoys me, I won't lie. But I'll tell you what makes up for it. That sexy background. I know this is an audio only, but we put clips on YouTube and Instagram. Look at that. You look like a real podcaster.
Little studio glow up.
My fucking setup looks absolutely budget compared to that. Absolutely amazing. But maybe some news on my background, because you've got a little sign there.
I do.
Any others ordered?
I've got a little one. I thought I can't be the co-host of this without my other host having one. So we have your sign sitting here wrapped up. Good luck opening it, by the way. Jesus H Christ, getting that thing open. But yeah, no, I thought we should have matching, and did all the panelling myself and didn't manage to knock the house down. So all in all, a successful job done.
Brilliant. I mean, it looks fantastic, I must say. And go to Instagram to see Richard's sexy backdrop now. No longer the looking like a fucking classroom with his whiteboard behind him. It's amazing. I really love it.
Yeah, it was really easy to do. Look, if I did it, it's easy. You get the tiles. They're nice acoustic tiles, and then on the same website, you simply buy the glue for the back of it. So you glue them. Some of them I've had to put screws in just to keep them pressed, but yeah, it went up so quickly.
Nice one. Well, it does look amazing. I'm looking forward to adding to that. I've got a guitar and a yoga mat behind me at the moment, so have to sort that out. I feel quite intimidated by it, actually. I'm like, we've got a professional podcaster opposite us.
Professional until I start talking.
Well, let's start talking indeed, because everyone can make a mistake, Richard. We know this, but what we need to do is learn from our mistakes.
Yes.
You mentioned a couple of episodes ago about camping and how hard work it was.
Yeah.
And you also told me that on the way back, you were thinking about booking an extremely expensive, all-inclusive for next summer.
That hasn't changed.
Well, imagine my surprise then when I discover that for the second time this summer, you've gone camping. You tried to dress it up. It was camping.
It was sold to me as glamping.
Glamorous camping. What? Yeah. That is the portmanteau word, glamorous camping, to make what was glamorous about it.
We had almost like a yurt. I had a very comfortable double bed.
Nice.
But which was lovely. Daughter had a very comfortable single bed to herself. The tent was lovely, decorated lovely. Reason we went, it was because one, you could take your horses with, so you had a paddock just outside, so the horses are there. But the downside to it was that I had to shit in a bucket of sawdust.
Now, I posted the picture that you sent to me. It was for those who are a bit squeamish about these things. The photo itself was quite clean, wasn't it? It was just I
would like to point out there were number ones only, no number twos. Just like to point out.
But can it cope with shit? Yeah. Because for those of you who haven't seen it, it was a normal sort of loo set up with the seat, but in there, instead of water, was sawdust, and next to it was a pot of sawdust with a trowel. A trowel that you. So, and this attracted some correspondence where people were very like, so what do? Just poo on the sawdust and then cover it in sawdust, and then it just sits there for the next person to shit on top of that. Is that how it works?
Effectively, but I mean, we had this experience about 5 years ago, but my body won't allow me to do it on sawdust. I close up. 5 years ago, we went to a campsite and we didn't realise we had the same sort of toilet set up, but for a campsite. Like, I mean, that was our own personal one. We had a shower, bathroom. I went for what was christened a Tesco shit. So what I would do when we were there for 5 days, obviously, call of nature must be answered. I would drive 15 minutes to a big Tesco's, go in, buy a chocolate bar, and have a turnout.
I find doing these things on holiday troubling, because you've got same setup, wife, daughter. Now their experience of the necessary ablutions is they're in and out in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I find that allocating and scheduling the sufficient amount of time difficult, right? Because I'm in there longer, and you can get very upset with me when I'm going to go and have a shower. I sort of euphemistically say, because I don't want to announce it, like, put a paper on my arm and
copy the sun under your arm and roll out the room.
Stride confidently into the closet. So I'm trying to euphemize it a little bit. Yeah. So I'm going for a shower, and I know that she's thinking, how fucking long is he going to be in that shower for? Only to hear the toilet flush and then the shower come on.
Yeah. See, unfortunately with me, my body has a rigid system, which then has to be broken when we do things such as open my eyes, you got to go. That's pretty much it. It's first thing in the morning.
This is what I'm saying. But you're talking 15 minutes there to Tesco, 15 minutes back,
15 minutes in there.
So that's like basically an hour out of your day.
Sorry, it's a break.
We all see it as a break and a respite. That's why we take our phone in there with us these days, in lieu of the zone. And no one's going to come in and disturb you. That's for damn sure.
Once they get within 10 metres, they're not going to disturb you. But no, I mean, apart from that, and bless her, the lady that runs it. I mean, my wife stayed there a couple of years back. Barring that, it was lovely. It was, a very comfortable bed. But then again, I did send you a message early in the morning saying I reckon I'd have got a better night's sleep if the Luftwaffe were going over. I mean,
why did you not learn the lesson of previous? Surely there is a hotel nearby.
It was already booked. It was the whole thing. We were supposed to do it earlier on in the summer. Then they had some other pony stuff lined up, so we bumped it. So basically, it was going to basically be nearly virtual back-to-back camping. But yeah, we bumped it. We had a lovely time, barring the ablutions sort of things, and the sleep. By day, the third day, I was like, it's broken sleep. No matter how good the tent is, it's broken sleep.
What's waking you up, Lynn? Just like the ambiance, the environment.
I'm not used to having two horses tramping about outside of the tent. So you wake up for the first time, like, what? Snorting. What on earth is that? And you remember the horses. Then you've got the horses. Then you've got birds, owls, really fast motorbikes are my favourite. Because there's a main road, probably about 500 yards away. Really powerful motorbikes can half travel at like 3 o'clock in the morning. when they're doing nearly a ton down an A road.
So let's get. So are you rest and recuperate? How does your mind feel? The reason I ask is because we had someone on a couple of episodes again. Dan Holder is in the episode Atomic Rambo. Absolutely fantastic guest, former Marine that won a medal for valor, a US medal for valor, just because of heroics in Afghanistan. Listen to that episode and try and breathe in and out is my advice there, because some of the stories you are literally holding your breath until the end of it. Absolutely fantastic. And Dan has sort of reimagined himself post the army and post being a tree surgeon into somewhat of a physical and mental coach. He runs Atomic Rambo Coaching, and tell us about it, Rich, because we trailed that you may be becoming a client. Has that happened?
Well, yeah, we had a meeting earlier on this week, so we were just chatting about what I would like to get out of it, how I'd like to develop the sort of techniques he's used with other people, and I'm really energized. I'm going to go for it.
And so what are the answers to those questions? What do you want to get out of it, and how are you going to approach it, do you think?
I want to say it's a journey where I said to Dan, and he said, have you got anything you want to get out of this? I said, I haven't come in with any preconceived ideas. I want to tell you how I think I work and go about daily life, what bugbears I have with myself, and see how you can develop that. How can I improve those? So he said, no, that's perfect. So we had a nice chat, and he also said that he would definitely love to come back on after all his winter excursions, so I'm looking forward to that. I mean,
if you haven't listened to that, Dan is doing a 260-mile Arctic ultra marathon in February.
Do you know how many times I go to myself, 260 miles in the Arctic in February? I just think about it all the time, like how hard it is. And he sent us videos while he was on training runs. What was he, 9 miles in?
Yeah, 9 miles in.
Like he was walking for a bus.
Yeah, 9 miles in, all, a backpack with water in, what they call the camel pack things into it. Just chat. Yeah, love the podcast. Yeah, brilliant. And just 9 miles into a run. 9 miles?
Oh, sound worse than that going up the stairs.
And so, if you're happy talking about this, what are the bugbears you have with yourself? I know you've spoken before about that you suspect you've got the symptoms of ADHD. You work in the specialist education sector, so I think you've started to see more and more aspects of behaviour that you recognise in yourself. Yeah. Is it that, or are there other things that?
Yeah, I've worked a lot over something I was going through it with. As the business is developing and making life easier and better, just getting more organised. I've always been a pretty scattergun, but I get everything done and it all gets done. I would like to give myself less stress.
Yeah. No, I feel that. We've spoken about how I'm late all the time, and I think that some people who are late a lot are totally relaxed about it. I'm not relaxed about it. On the way down, no, I should have left earlier. I knew it. Even when sometimes I leave, I thought I've left too early here. In the end, I've started beating myself up, saying, just another 12 minutes and it would have been fine. Now look.
So we put a framework together of what I want to get out of it. Organisational. So what we're planning to do is a couple of weeks' time, once obviously work starts again next week. So I just want to get everything up and running. Make sure there's no issues, what have you, and then we're going to set a date. So we're going to have initially 6 sessions and go from there. Yeah,
that's really interesting. And do you think there's any? I think in my case, where if I have to work on it, I have to work on stuff, and part of it is almost like getting rid of the self-sabotage. Element of
very
it,
much,
which I suspect might be that I am reluctant to go all in on something in case it fails. And because if you do that, where's the excuse? I could have done this, I could have done that. And I suspect that might be the reason that I don't go into anything with 100% commitment, because I need to give myself a sort of mental out if it doesn't work. I could have done that, I could have done this, but something else out of my control. And I'm not sure how I get over that. It's the fear of failure almost guarantees that will happen, because I need to not prepare as fully or not give it 100% commitment. We spoke about burnout before. I guess the upside of that period of time is that I accumulated so much skill and knowledge in my narrow field that a lot of the time I find my job easy. And I actually find that disconcerting. And we had some training about called clarity of mind. I mentioned that before as well. And the counsellor said to me, if you value hard work, what happens when work isn't hard anymore? And, you know, a lot of people in their mid-40s are probably coming up to something where you're mastering whatever it is that you're doing. No, I'm not saying like you're some sort of kung fu master, but you should, I expect, if you've been doing the same thing roughly for a number of years, get into the situation where you are mastering it and it's not hard and it's not difficult. And I find that sensation actually destabilising. I'm wondering if I'm subconsciously sabotaging myself so I get that fear and stress and discomfort, because that is how I was developed.
That's what you run on. You run on that stress.
Yeah.
I mean, I think someone else may need a 6-session course with Danny Boy.
Yeah, I think I probably will do. So it's been holiday season as well. You've been camping by mistake twice.
Yeah.
We know from Whitnell and I how easy it is to go on holiday by mistake. I mean, going twice sounds pretty careless. But I also went on a holiday that I didn't think I wanted.
And how did that go?
Well, so really well is the headline of it. Possibly found one of our favourite places in the world. And so we went from reluctantly going on holiday. How fucking spoiled does that sound? Reluctantly going on holiday to we should spend a month here next summer. That has been the evolution of the conversation. Because our big holiday this year that's taken up most time and budget is going to be in December. My sister's moved to Dubai and we're going to go out there for 3 weeks. So lots of holiday and expense allocated to that. And so we really thought, do you know what? I don't want to spend money on a holiday that I don't want to go on. I'd rather just stay at home, maybe take a week off and sit in the garden. It's, you know, relatively nice.
Need some downtime over the summer. Yeah,
just some downtime, but maybe not go anywhere. And then a couple of weeks ago in August, the weather was, you know, it was warm, but it was grey and it was overcast and it wasn't nice enough to sit in the garden. I was just thinking, you know what, fuck this, we've got to go somewhere. And my wife said, oh, what about Eurocamp? Now, I was anti-Eurocamp. The word camp brings me out in a shiver anyway, not helped by your reports of camping.
Yes, and I can imagine your resistance to it.
Yeah, you know, we've got a certain lifestyle that we've become accustomed to over the last few years. Last couple of holidays was, you know, multiple weeks in Thailand, which when you're there is pretty cheap, but getting there is obviously quite expensive. And, you know, lording it around Southeast Asia, being very good. So I'm reluctant to spend multiple thousands of pounds to sit around a pool that I don't really want to go to in a resort that I don't want to be at. So if I am going to go on holiday somewhere I don't want to go, it's got to be really cheap. And Eurocamp fit the bill. Went in France into what is the Médoc Atlantique region. So sort of like mid-France in the Bay of Biscay.
Beautiful
on the Atlantic coast. Hadn't been there before. Been to France loads of times. Loved the
LA.
Yeah. Well, I've never done the booze cruise, but I've been to Paris a few times. Went to the Olympics last year as well. Stayed in like some sort of country house about an hour outside of Paris and got the training for the
lovely
events. It was great. I really liked it. It was fucking hot though. 37 degrees in a city is never a lot of fun. And we were watching the beach volleyball as well. So
faking hot, no escape from it.
No escape. I don't think my daughter enjoyed it very much, but me and my wife did. Thought it was great. But never been there before, and it is a long old drive as well. So from door to door, including the ferry, is about 11 and a half hours. Yeah. By the way, right, going abroad on a plane, right, how much of a ball ache is it to get through the airport, right?
Very
so look, take your shoes off, take your belt off, you know,
not an sign.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. Turn up 3 hours before just to get through the fucking thing. The ferry, on the other hand, is like the opposite of that. On the way home, I wanted to change my ferry time. I thought I'd done it through the app. Turns out when I logged on, I hadn't. And I was still 4 hours from Calais when my booking crossing had gone. Turned up 5 hours later at Calais. Just waved us on. I thought I'd have to explain. Look, I tried to change it. I did email the customer services. Look, they've only just got back to me. So, no, none of that. Hand over your passport. On the ferry you go. That's it. Wallet.
British car, British people. The French think, yeah, go on.
Even on the way out, it's fairly relaxed. As long as you haven't got like anyone clamped to the bottom of your chassis trying to smuggle their way in, anything could happen. I had a prescription letter from my testosterone provider to say why I've got drugs and needles,
files and needles.
Yeah, in my wash bag. Completely fucking pointless. I really don't understand it. Like how lax everything is. You just drive on. Like our car was filled up with, basically on the way back, had half a beach in there of sand.
Yeah.
Like just chucked in as well. But there is something quite freeing about that approach, where we were on the beach until like 5 o'clock in the afternoon on the day that we were coming home.
That's brilliant.
And then just chucked everything in and like did a massive drive. Actually stopped off in Tours in an Ibis budget, which was like a double bed and then a bunk bed going across that as well. So my daughter absolutely fucking loved it.
It was great.
It was great. Found this little sort of surfing town called Montalivet. It's brilliant. And I was really reluctant at first because I've been to the Canaries like everyone else, and the sea is fucking freezing. Like even walking along the beach and you feel like the waves. Oh yeah, it's really cold, and you know, kids, they don't really feel that as well. So on the first day, my daughter says, "Oh, can we go in the sea?" And I thought, this is not the Gulf of Thailand, which is like a bath, and you can spend all day in it snorkeling in what is essentially an aquarium. Yeah, but I could go to the sea there. The Atlantic, no thanks. So I was there with my feet in it, thinking, "Oh, this is." Fuck it, I'm on an holiday that I don't want to be on. And the waves are coming in. So it's the Atlantic coast. It's quite rocky. I think there'd been a hurricane in the Caribbean. So like 4,000 miles later, these waves are coming in. And she's getting deeper and deeper into it. And she's a decent swimmer, but she's 10 and it's the Atlantic. So, and I thought, oh, all right, I'll have to get in as well. So I'm sort of reluctantly at calf, then knee, then the waist deep. And then the waves start. And then I start getting involved in the waves. Absolutely. I was in there about 4 hours.
Great fun. So did you buy any wetsuits in the end?
No, just in the swimmers. But it is cold at first. So like,
yeah.
But once you start, I was like body surfing, diving into these waves were frequent, big, powerful. It was amazing fun. It was like being in the most aggressive, violent wave machine ever created. And, you know, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. It wasn't particularly warm. I mean, my wife was on the beach. She was having none of it. Basically wrapped up for the first couple of days. It was at like early 20s. So I thought it was fine, but she's got a higher bar for that. And then the next couple of days, it was like mid-20s up to 30 degrees. So absolutely lovely. And then I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put me and my daughter into surf school.
How many lessons did you have?
Oh, just one. Just like a bit of a taster to see what it was like. And you know me, I love a new thing to do.
You went all in.
Well, do you know what I love? Is the night before, this tantalising prospect of a new hobby. Could I be the greatest surfer that ever lived? Could I be the greatest surfer of all time?
You just never tried.
Never tried. This could be it. This could be that thing that I am literally and not just okay at, the best that's ever lived. And maybe that's why I try so many things. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the thing that could be the best.
You try enough, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Probably not surfing.
How did it go?
Well, first of all, I enjoyed it. If we return to this part of the world in the future, I'll probably book myself like 5 consecutive days of lessons, maybe 2 or 3 hours at a time, because it is one of those things where repetition is the name of the game, right? And so booked a very funny instructor called Logan. My name is Logan. And that is how he talked.
Long hair? Describe Logan.
No, a sort of bigger hair, like almost like a grown. You know how the kids have these broccoli hairs these days? It was like that, but a bit longer. He had a little wispy tash as well. The kids do as well, and he looked like he was made out of mahogany.
On the beach all day, giving surf lessons in the sun.
Yeah. So we were in the English-speaking group as well with a couple of younger German couples. Now, I don't know how much experience you have with the educated, travelled German. They're much nicer than they used to be. In fact, they're super cool and polite. And so Logan comes over and goes, "Have you surfed before?" to us. And I'm like, "No, first time." No, très bien. "What about you?" And the Germans are like, "Oh, yes, we have done it once before on holiday last year." Logan went, "What? That is nothing."
Remember, yeah.
Then he went up to the other very polite German couple. "Yes, we have done it for 1 week on holiday in Mexico." And he was, "1 week? Oh, I suppose you are the professionals."
Not a motivational speaker, our Logan.
No, not a motivational speaker as well. So we went down to the beach, and one of the things he said it was like a sort of safety thing. The only safety thing is keep space. Don't let the surfboard be between you and the wave. Which I didn't really understand. I didn't really understand that instruction. So I had to find that out the hard way.
You still got all your teeth?
Only because I was holding it at waist height and it took out my ribs instead. So there I am holding it like a guitar across my body, like thinking, "Where's my daughter? Is she all right?" This wave came in, hit the surfboard, which then it was like being whacked with a door. And I was sort of in the shallows. I thought, "Oh yeah, that's why you have to keep the surfboard behind you, isn't it?"
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was
these rules. See, that's how we think. What's he talking about? He don't know what he's talking about. These rules have been there for hundreds of years for a reason, and we just need to learn in our own stupid way.
It was that as well, but it's one of those things where I was thinking about it. It's not too dissimilar in mental bandwidth as a tennis serve. Like a tennis serve's got something like 40 different movements that you've all got to get right at the same time for it to work properly, and surfing is similar to that, with the added prospect that you might drown if you get it wrong. So there's that as well. And it was quite a rough day as well. Now, I thought this was a benefit because the waves were big and they were powerful and they were frequent. That's great, because if you look at surfing and people surfing, there's a fucking lot of time where people are not doing surfing at all.
They're just paddling about waiting for a wave.
Yeah, just sitting there. Sometimes they're like ignoring waves, but as I say, repetition is the name of the game here. Because the waves are infrequent and irregular, you're not getting that sort of consistent repetition, so it's hard to get going. And what I thought was a benefit, which was a powerful wave, was actually a hindrance, because what you do, you sort of classic face down, lying on it, swimming with the wave. Yeah, get to your knees, right? So you're basically on all fours. Yeah. And then the next thing you have to do is pop up. Makes it sound so easy there. Get your lumbering body up into the surf position, like twist round and and you're off and away.
In theory.
Yeah, that's the theory of it. But when you're on your knees as well, it's not like, as you imagine, it's like an unstable platform that you're on. So you got to, if you're not used to it, you've got to take a bit of time to do it. But because the waves were powerful and quick, I was running out of sea.
So you was getting to the beach before you could do anything?
Yeah, I was getting so the 2 times I did get up twice, but it was in about an inch of water. I'm not entirely sure that I wasn't beached on the...
Get some assistance from the ground, you mean?
Yeah, getting assistance from the ground. So, but I really enjoyed it, and my daughter loved it as well. And yeah, I thought it was great. So, potential fad. I think it's unconfirmed whether I'm the greatest surfer of all time or not at this juncture. Although the evidence is starting to look like I'm not.
But all you need a little bit of calmer seas, and who knows, that light bulb could go on, could find your feet quite literally.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I think just time in the water. Yeah, that is what is required.
So, are you going back?
Yeah, I mean that's the plan at the moment. But it's sometimes like that. when you leave
Yeah.
holidays and you think, yeah, do you know what? I could live here.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was literally there for 5 days with like a day of driving either side of it. So who knows whether I actually will go back. But I really did enjoy it. Other thing, I nearly got a tattoo while I was there of a wave. But at one of these, there was a tattoo place on the strip as well. But I looked in there. I tried to talk to the guy as well. I just got didn't get a great vibe from the whole place. No. And then as I was walking away, I sort of realised I don't think he was wearing gloves as frequently as he should. You know, and the chairs weren't wrapped up, which is very important because these, you know, you get an infection. Often it sits in if you know, you're not hygienic and sanitary in the actual chair as well. And it was also quite difficult to talk to him as well. So I thought, fuck it, I'll leave it. But I do have some bookings that I made while I was there, but for more of which later. It was also the first holiday that I actually felt all right about my physique. Now, don't get me wrong, listener. I look all right for a bloke in his mid-40s. I wouldn't say I look good. But I felt confident. Get me tats out as well. It's great. I felt confident for the first time, probably.
And that's all that matters. All these middle-aged men that absolutely rip, but that's the percentage of those is so few. Most importantly, if you feel happy and you're happy to take, then that's all that matters.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I do want to be in that top 1%, but I have discovered that it is a time game. Just taking my time. You know, I'm going to Dubai. No moobs before doobs is my...
Before doobs.
So hopefully I will. I'm trying to get shredded over this period between now and then. But let's see if I do it or not. I mean, if I went in the same condition as I am now, I'd be perfectly happy with that. Unless I could develop what I could have witnessed over the last week, which is the body confidence of the topless 60-year-old European sunbather. Fucking, they don't give two shits about anything. I'm here for it. I'm here for it as well.
Yeah,
just.
And they're not in shape. They're not trying to be in shape. They're happy with who they are.
Well, some of them are. Some of them are. It's not necessarily like the shape of them, although, you know, Father Time is undefeated, as you've often correctly pointed out on this. And so, you know, gravity, time, lifestyle has taken its effects on their body, and they don't give a fuck, and I am here for it. Because it's not just like, you know, you're walking through and someone's lying there topless, as they often do, and, you know, I'm like, fucking hell, what shall I look like? Trying to like not, but almost make a big show of not looking like a waiter when you're putting your PIN number in. Like, I'm not looking, right? Very, very, very similar to that. Fine, but no. Going down to the beach, playing in the waves, or turn around and there she is, spaniel ears flopping about. I mean, it was a joy to behold, like this sort of freedom and abandon. I would love to know how you get into that mindset. Maybe, again, it's just a time thing and you just have to have enough experience not to give a fuck what anyone thinks.
I think the English, as an island, there's a different mindset on mainland Europe than what
there's certainly a different mindset. I did a bit of digging into this, and I think it's maybe that I'm assuming a lot of these people are French, maybe German as well, but mainly French women who are, and there is more of a, this is a stereotype, so maybe I'm generalising too much, but this idea that life is for living, right? And, you know, that August off by the beach is not a privilege, it's a right. Like a 2-hour lunch. And I think we can get very caught up in this sort of puritanical work mindset, actually. You know, I've said before that I find my job quite easy at the moment. I think that, and I get some comments from people saying, "Aren't you at work today? Or how many days off do you get?" Like, why are you bothered about? Surely I've got it down, haven't I? I've got a nice job that I enjoy. I've got loads of time off. I can work from home all the time. Yeah. I'm not. Surely. Why are you having a pop at me?
Yeah, well, don't try and make me feel bad because you haven't got it sussed like I do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm presenting the full upside of this.
The older I get, the French have it right. The way, say for instance, farmers don't agree with something. Okay, there'll be a blockade at here. The people, the government answer to the people because they will make themselves heard.
Yeah. I mean, France have got its political problems that I don't really, I don't understand the genesis of that particularly. I mean, we were in this little village where our Eurocamp thing was, maybe 15 minutes from the coast. And when we turned up, there was this sort of display outside the town hall, which looked like lots of mannequins, some Alice in Wonderland imagery as well. But the thing that struck me is that all the mannequins were holding up placards of protest. About what I don't know, but they don't let things live. They don't like it.
We just shrug our shoulders and let the government do what they want to do. I'm saying peaceful. I mean, they love burning stuff. That's the straight first thing they do. Get the pallets out. But they make themselves heard, and I respect that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I don't respect. French driving on the motorway. They don't know. First of all, they don't know how good they've got. The French roads are in absolutely tip-top shape. I mean, tolls everywhere, so you've got to pay for it as well. And I suppose if life's difficult for you and you feel like you've got paid to go on the road, maybe that's the sort of thing that pisses you off. I'll tell you what pisses me off. If you're driving 15 miles an hour below the speed limit, fine. That's what. When I go to overtake you, that is not the time to speed up.
Oh,
it's like an epidemic.
We did more than once then, or all the time.
Once. Every time. I said, here we go. Time for this Renault Twingo driver to test how fast his car goes as I indicate outside. I go, look, here he is, up to 130 kilometres an hour. So you've had to go to the hospital recently.
Yes.
Tell us why.
So I was having just finished a lovely round of golf with a couple of friends 48 hours ago. I'm in the car park and just put my phone out my bag because I have it on silent because obviously etiquette, you don't really have it. I normally check my phone sporadically during a round. For some reason I didn't, and my dad had called me and loads of missed calls from my wife and a message. So I picked the phone up and there's a potential my daughter could have broken her foot. Well, that's what I thought at the time. So basically she was coming through one of the gate in the paddock on her pony, and somehow this heavy metal gate slammed shut, trapping her foot and leg in the gate, and it locked. So she's pinned there. The lock pierced her leather boot. And she was in quite a bit of pain. So I then do the fatherly thing. Right, I'm going to get what you need, bring it up the hospital. They have a children's A&E. So rather than spending God knows how many hours in general A&E, she got seen to in an hour. And after her x-rays, which she found hilarious because at 10 years old, your toes still aren't attached, which she finds hilarious that she can see.
What? Your
toes aren't actually fit. They're connected by ligaments. And
right, I see.
But
I didn't know that.
They're not properly attached yet. She found that hilarious. And long story short, it's not broken. It's heavy bruising. And children being children, she's been on crutches for 24 hours and now she's already walking. So it's just large and black. But in my haste to pack the car up and get down the hospital, my golf trolley remote control. One doesn't carry and one doesn't just press a button. I can press the button and turn it left, right, and send it up the family.
This is before. I'm glad your daughter was all right, but this is the whole lie about golf and exercise.
I'm still walking.
Oh, I'm still walking a little bit unless I get a buggy.
I walk and it's a trolley. No, it's a trolley that goes. I walk behind me. It's not a buggy. It's a trolley.
Right. I'm still.
Anyway.
I'm sceptical of the health benefits of golf.
Anyway, long story short, in my haste throwing everything into the car, my controller was on the ground. I didn't see it and drove over it with a 2.5 ton car. But most importantly, my daughter is absolutely fine. But this is the difference between grandparents that are used to horses and ones that aren't, because these things happen when you've got horses. My in-laws are away for the weekend. I explained what happened. I'm on my way to the hospital. Okay. Oh dear. Not a problem. Just keep us posted. I tell my mum and dad, it's like she's in intensive care. Then the next day, they're around here at the crack of dawn in the morning. We couldn't eat last night. We couldn't sleep. I'm like, she's fine. She's laying on the couch watching YouTube. What are you worried about? I phoned you when I got home. She was fine.
Yeah. Well, that is the thing about being retired, I think, is that I haven't actually seen it with my mum and dad yet. They don't seem to have this, but, it's one thing a day. Like, can you do something next Wednesday? No, sorry. Got to go to the bank that day.
Yeah. All day. Yeah. Yeah, that's very much what they're like. If you're going to deviate a plan, you need 14 days notice.
So true.
You can process it.
So this episode comes out just at the end of August, but in September, as we mentioned at the very opening of the show, we're going to be part of the campaign against living miserably, Calm. It's called Stay Tuned, where podcasts are getting together to raise awareness about Calm's work in mental health, anti-suicide particularly. Look in the description for that. We're going to be trying to raise money for their helpline. £12.20 is all that is required to fund one of what could be potentially a life-saving call. So as we say, get in the description, click on the link and donate anything you can, but £12.20 is what they're asking for to fund the call. Over the next few episodes, we're going to have some guests on talking about mental health in particular, and so look out for those. But until then, from me is goodbye.
Goodbye.
And goodbye from Richard. Yeah, see you later. Another little pause as well. It drives me mad. All right, see you later, everyone. Bye.
Mom, Dad's got another tattoo.